We're here with Joe Walton, who is the Libertarian candidate in the 7th Congressional District, and we thank you for being here. And we're going to ask you 3 quick questions, and we'll start with the basics. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm very glad that you all have given me this opportunity. I was born in Central Virginia. I've lived in Chesterfield and now Powhatan all my life. I've been involved in technology, and so technology consulting and self-employed. Academically, I am a PhD student in public policy at VCU. I have a master's in public administration from VCU as well. From a public service perspective, I got involved in local public policy issues in Powhatan in 2004, ran for the Board of Supervisors in 2007 and won. Ultimately, I served as the vice chair and then chair, and so I lost re-election in 2011, but I have continued to stay involved in public policy issues through the master's program and graduate program. I decided I was disappointed in the outcome of the 2016 election. I was still finishing my coursework at the time, and after the 2017 election here in Virginia, where a heavily gerrymandered House of Delegates could switch back to 50-50 from a bipartisan perspective, could switch back. So when the people stand up and voice their opinions and have an opportunity to vote, they can do it and have surprising results. And so I decided, I was in the dissertation phase of my PhD, and decided that I would jump back in. I'd already done local government, and state government is appealing to me. But I felt like where I could make the most difference was at the federal level, and so decided to run for Congress.
Okay, thanks. As you know, it's tough to win as a third-party candidate in a system that's basically geared to 2 parties. So is it worth all the hard work?
Absolutely. I enjoy the process, and I enjoy interacting with constituents and helping to shape the way that the campaigns are run of the other 2 candidates. You're rightly suggesting that there's a bit of a bias in our system, in our ballot access and our voting system right now, where it does lend itself to extreme political views, 2 parties, and a tremendous amount of money in politics. Part of what I am interested in pursuing as a third party and as an additional voice, and then ultimately, if successful in election, would be alternative voting methods. So ranked choice voting is one way where that allows instant runoff and allows voters to express their choices for everybody that's on the ballot. And so what that does is reduce negative campaigning, reduces the mutes the impact of the extreme political views, and reduces the amount of money in politics. And so that's what where my voice is important and where my voice can make a difference, and I will keep running until I don't think I'm making a difference, either on the campaign trail or once elected into office.
Every now and then a third-party candidate does win. So let's say there's a big upset on Election Day and you're elected to Congress. What's the first thing you do when you get up there as probably the only Libertarian in the House of Representatives?
Well, the first thing is I'll caucus with the other Libertarians that are in there. And so Gary Johnson, the former presidential candidate twice, and former governor from New Mexico, twice elected there. He's running as a Libertarian, and he has a good shot of winning in New Mexico. And so I would caucus with him and any other Libertarians that are successful. There are 800 running around the country. The second thing I would do after that is, literally in November, is barnstorm the district with town halls. In general, it falls under the umbrella of constituent services. One thing I think Representative Bratt has not done as well as I would have thought he would have done would have been to maintain regular contact with constituents through town halls, through open access, office hours, as he may have recalled, or we may recall them from our college days. And so I would do that. When I was on the board in Powhatan, I held regular quarterly meetings, and also meetings all the time about other hot issues and things that were coming up and facing the county. And so I enjoy it, I like to do it, and I would go from Culpeper down to Nottoway and have town halls after Election Day and continue to do that while I am in Congress. Secondarily, I think executive branch oversight is something that this Congress has been lacking on, and so I would seek to reestablish the Congress's role of oversight over the executive branch for things that are going on in the Oval Office, but also in the secretariats and within the agencies.
Okay. Joe Walton, thank you for being with us today. We appreciate it.